Hello and Happy New Year. I'm Koala, taking you through some of the things people are talking about and some of the stuff they're sharing around the world on NewsFeed today.
Saudi Arabia was basically the boy band manager of 9/11. They didn't write the songs, but they helped get the group together.
It's what he said and how he said it. Netflix pull an episode of the Patriot Act after Saudi Arabia say it breaks their laws. India in 2019. 2 women enter a temple and Hindu fundamentalists call for protests. We travel to Ethiopia and meet some orphans who are learning about the power of art. And a koala gets a drink and the internet talks global warming. We'll explain. At the top of our newsfeed, Netflix and Saudi Arabia. Now, the repressive kingdom does not like to be criticized, so when the American comedian Hassan Minhaj wrote a show that was doing just that, he was expecting a backlash. And now it's come. A show he published on Netflix in October that calls out Saudi Arabia for its war crimes and state-backed assassinations has been taken off Netflix in Saudi Arabia. Here's Ezra.
Remember, America hates terrorists. Saudi Arabia gave them passports. Saudi Arabia was basically the boy band manager of 9/11. They didn't write the songs, but they helped get the group together.
It was criticism like this which led Netflix to ban this episode of the Patriot Act from streaming in Saudi Arabia.
So now would be a good time to reassess our relationship with Saudi Arabia. And I mean that as a Muslim and as an American.
The episode takes aim at Saudi Arabia for its role in the war in Yemen, and for the killing of journalist Jamal Khashoggi at the Saudi consulate in Istanbul. The Saudi government said the episode violated the kingdom's anti-cybercrime law and demanded it be taken down.
We strongly support artistic freedom worldwide and only removed this episode in Saudi Arabia after we had received a valid legal request and to comply with local law.
The internet responded to the news mainly with shock at the censorship.
Incredible. Netflix has pulled the second episode of Hassan Minhaj's comedy show Patriot Act, which criticizes Mohammed bin Salman and the war in Yemen.
Many were quick to point out that the episode may be unavailable on Saudi Netflix, but you can still watch it on Saudi YouTube.
Okay, let's take a look at some of the other things that have caught our eye on social media. Now, this video is being watched by millions online. It shows a bonfire which got way out of hand during New Year celebrations in the Dutch town of Scheveningen. Gusts of wind blew the flames and even started a firenado. Now, the town that I can't say competes with a neighbouring one to build the biggest bonfire each year. Congratulations, this one smoked the opposition. Now, cops like donuts, also US pop culture has taught me, so when a Krispy Kreme truck caught fire, police in the city of Lexington in Kentucky thought it funny to post pics of themselves grieving the loss. Now, these images have gone a bit viral as people do appreciate cops with a sense of humour. And sticking with stupid Americans, it was the Sugar Bowl last night, a big game in college football. And the organisers thought the mascots from the 2 schools, the University of Georgia and the University of Texas, should meet up. And it was not 2 dudes in suits. No, in America, they have real-life mascots. In this case, a bulldog called Uga and a massive steer called Bevo. As you can see from this video, Bevo tried to make the most of the opportunity. Hold on, there he goes. And amazingly, no one was hurt. What did I tell you about Americans? Well, to India now, in a story that reveals the tensions between tradition and modernity. Rebecca's got the details.
The 2 women managed to enter the Sabarimala temple in Kerala, South India, in the early hours of Wednesday morning local time, accompanied by police officers. They're the first women under the age of 50 to visit the temple, following the Supreme Court in September lifting a decades-old ban on women considered to be of menstruating age from entering the temple. There have been several attempts by women to enter the temple since the Supreme Court ruling, but they were blocked by violent protesters on each occasion. There are those who welcome the success of the 2 female devotees, who see it as progress for gender equality. Among the reactions on social media, this Twitter user says kudos to these women for making history and fighting for a woman's right to worship, a lesson in defiance for us all. But others have reacted negatively. The temple was closed for what was described as a purification ritual after it emerged that the women had visited the temple. Some very traditional Hindus have expressed anger. This person says that the Sabarimala temple has been breached. They say that there are no words to describe how Hindus feel cheated and violated today. This other Twitter user says that it's a conspiracy by the police and the state to get the two women into the temple this morning. It seems that deep-rooted opposition to women worshipping at the temple is set to continue.
Next up, should places of worship be taxed by the states that they're in? That's a question that politicians in Germany are thinking about as they look to extend a law that applies to churches. TRT World spoke to some people who would be affected by any proposed change.
Ist nicht realisierbar aus meiner Sicht, denn die muslimischen Gemeinden müssen erstmal als Körperschaft des öffentlichen Rechts anerkannt werden.
The German state has to be more inclusive, that the Muslim society feels represented in this system, so that the mosque tax can be implemented successfully and also fairly and equally.
In my opinion, introducing this tax would be an important step towards integrating Muslims more into the German society.
My observation is currently that the mosques are not 100% independent in Germany. They must be financed by an external organization or government. I see this type of German government as a professional.
Die Bundesregierung erhofft sich dadurch, eine totale Kontrolle über die Gebetshäuser zu erschaffen und den sehr geringen Einfluss ausländischer Staaten auszublenden und Spenden der Mitglieder zu dämpfen oder gar zu hindern, damit sie einen Überblick über das Finanzielle haben.
The aim of the German government is especially to keep away the foreign involvement into the religious communities. What we also need to discuss here is there is a danger that they will lose the connection to the country of origin.
Wir halten diese Möglichkeit und vor allem auch diesen Wunsch nicht für besonders sinnvoll, insbesondere weil die Moscheegemeinde in ihrer Theologie und auch die Gemeindemitglieder in ihrer Theologie und in der Entwicklung ihrer Theologie selbstverständlich mit den Herkunftsländern interagieren und das ist auch für die Entwicklung der Theologie von besonderer Bedeutung.
Now, a New Year's tweet from the American military had people online scratching their heads. You see, the people over at US Strategic Command thought it permissible to tweet something about dropping big bombs on people. Happy 2019, everybody.
Kill somebody overseas, involve potentially the death of a child. Maybe don't joke about it. That could be a New Year's resolution.
Okay, spin around the world now for some other stories you need to know this Wednesday. Now, people in Vietnam are no longer able to post criticism of their government online. A new law will require internet service providers in Vietnam to censor any material that is seen as being toxic to the Vietnamese government and makes criminal any posts deemed anti-state. And the internet has been turned off in the Democratic Republic of Congo for at least 24 hours, so there is no, as the current government puts it, popular uprising after the elections. Now, results of the presidential election are due to be announced on the 15th of January, and all three candidates say they're in the lead. There's not been a peaceful transition of power in the DRC since the Belgians were kicked out in the 60s. This firework display from New Year's Eve in London has come in for some commentary from people in the UK. See, it's said it was too pro-European. All the music came from European artists, the words "London is open" were said in 7 European languages, and the display had the blue and gold of the European Union flag. Qatar has brought in a 100% tax on alcohol. It's called a sin tax, and Qatar says they want to reduce people's use of health-damaging goods. Energy drinks are also going to be in the same bracket. Qatar will be hosting the Football World Cup in 2022. The upside's down, and all it entails will be back for all of those who've stuck with the nostalgic horror referential series Stranger Things. Season 3 will drop in July, so plenty of time to catch up if you can be bothered. Now, a Turkish bank has been running a philanthropic project where they take an artist to meet orphans and offer them hope. This one was in Ethiopia, and TRT World had a camera crew with them.
My name is Ruzia Irbo.
Describe to us what you painted.
Flower, village house, town house.
These Ethiopian orphans are learning how to paint from a Turkish master.
Everybody thinks for the Muslim people, they are terrorists, they're interested on the war. But our religion is very aesthetic. Our Quran says we have to interested with beauty, with art, with nice. I born as an artist. I didn't learn after. I learned from life, from nature. I learned from Allah everything. I began since child to paint, and I decided I was child in this age, and I said I want to be a great artist.
Ilhami Atalay is a widely celebrated painter in Turkey whose work has been exhibited worldwide. He now teaches his craft to orphans around the world in a program called Hayallere Değen Resimler, which roughly translates to paintings bringing dreams to life.
Yaşamın kıyısında duran yetimlerin sadece gıda yönüyle ilgileniyoruz. Eğitim ve sosyal hayata tutunma yönüyle pek ilgilenmediğimizi düşündüğüm için yazmıştım. İstedim ki yaşamın kıyısında olan yetimler yaşamın orta yerine gelsin ve bizimle beraber yaşasın. Resim bunlar için çok önemli bir ayak olduğunu, sanatın çok büyük bir ayak olduğunu düşünerek hedeflemeye çalıştım ve yazmayı da bu yönde yönlendirmiştim.
There are around 6 million orphans in Ethiopia. Most live without access to education or clean water.
In the rural area, the spread of transmitted diseases such as TB, HIV. These are the major problems for days of the parents of the peoples. The other, sometimes there are some conflicts in the rural area, in some areas. Through that conflict, some fathers died. This creates many orphans in Ethiopia. Currently, we are supporting nearly to 10,000 orphans in rural Ethiopia. This painting creates in the mind of orphans to have a good vision, to see their environment, to understand the creature, and also to develop, to think more than before.
The program has collected over 1,000 paintings from 13 different countries, including Malaysia, Indonesia, and Sri Lanka, and will continue sending art supplies and artists to help the children keep creating.
I asked 3 times to them, who wants to be great artists? Almost 99% they said, yes, I am.
Great, so Ethiopia is going to have a lot of artists.
Yes, they want to be a great artist. Everybody says, they promised me they want to be great artists. What is thank you very much? Say again. Thank you very much. In Gatamalo. Galatoma.
Last up, the extreme heat wave in Australia has again put the damage that human beings continue to do to the planet into sharp relief. And this next bit of video is seen as exemplifying exactly that. Now, it was posted to Facebook by a woman called Chantel Lowrys. That's a koala, you can see there, getting a drink of water from a woman's water bottle. It's being held up as an example of the impact that humans have on nature. I just hope the bottle offered was not made from plastic. That's all from the NewsFeed team. Reach out to me with your questions, comments, complaints and suggestions. I'm at Kamali Melbourne. You'll find us 24/7 on Twitter and YouTube. Follow and subscribe. See you again tomorrow.